How is it going, everyone? Welcome to F-Zero Shits. Well, what I think it's the best F-Zero game there is. I'm here to try to beat all of the Master Cups with the Golden Thoughts, to keep the Golden Thoughts marathon going, though. The little problem is that this is the hardest F-Zero game for what I remember, so I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try. So, let's just see how it goes. I've been, practicing a little bit, so I more or less, it's not like I should started this after more than a year without playing. I did practice a little bit, but a lot of things can go wrong. Probably not in this first Grand Prix though. This one should be fine. Or not. You never know. A lot of bad things can happen randomly, right? Yeah. Every time I look at this game, it looks so pretty. It's such a pretty game. Really is the pinnacle of F-Zero. The game that is so good that it made Miyamoto not want to release another F-Zero game. Because why would you do that? You cannot improve on perfection. It would have been nice, but it's fine. So, technically after this game, 2 other F-Zero games released on the Game Boy Advance, but console, like home console games, they did not happen. So I wonder if Captain Falcon here is gonna be the actual opponent. Will be fitting. These two guys are supposed to be rivals after all. It's like Dr. Stewart and Captain Falcon. It seems like he will. He's maintaining the second place position. So it might be our rival for the rest of the Grand Prix. That's nice. At least easily recognizable as well, so that's cool. There are also, since I unlock every machine in the game, there are some that I'm not very familiar with, because they are supposed to be extra characters. Because it is the typical racing game that when you unlock something, it starts being picked by the CPU, and well, that's what's happening here. A couple of these guys are those extra ones. Now the interesting thing is, I should murder Captain Falcon. One thing that is extremely easy in this game is killing opponents. I went the wrong way. In the first lap you're supposed to go right. Whatever, that's fine. At least Captain Falcon is dead. All that talk about I'm glad he's my rival and then just murder him. It is the way you gotta play this game, kinda. Nothing personal, okay? Just the way it is. Ooh, that was very bad. Completely lost my grip there. Ooh, and I almost lost my life there. If someone pushed me too high. I'm going pretty fast. I mean, that's kind of the point of this track. It's supposed to be a super fast track. The guy that got first place is the guy on the Fat Shark, right? Not supposed to be the best machine in the game, so only if you know how to use it. It's the Fat Shark. That will be an actual issue. Well, Captain Falcon went God knows what position. Yeah, that's fine. Also, interesting that, differently from F-Zero X, this game actually has the more traditional 5 laps per Sapphire Cup rather than seeds. Pretty interesting. So this is a track that I remember that back when I played this game some time ago, I didn't have a computer good enough to run the effects in the background that were supposed to be a heat wave. I do think that they might have gotten fixed in the emulator itself, but not really because I have a better computer. But yeah, now if you look at the background, you can see that there is a heat wave effect that last time I played wasn't there. But that's obviously a thing in the original game, of course. So I don't know how easy it is to tell that it's there, considering that it is one of the games that is probably the biggest bitrate murderers that there is. So pretty hard to tell those little details in the background, probably. But trust me, there is a heatwave effect in the background, and it looks nice. But only if you're looking at it straight from my computer. Maybe not so much on stream. I should murder someone else. Yeah, that's the one thing about this game. Murdering other people is very easy, which in return can make winning a lot of the championships a lot easier than in other F-Zero games. But it all depends on that. Because some tracks are very hard. Like, that's essentially, well, the tracks and I guess the AI. Because the tracks can be whatever they are, but if the AI is the one that goes fast on them, is what makes them hard. That wasn't bad at all. Like, actually finishing in the podium, well, first, second, and third. Wonder if the next one is gonna be a fourth place. But I think that point-wise, yeah, I'm more than 100 points compared to the second place. I should be more than fine. This one, I think, was also fine. Well, this is another track that I remember that my previous PC didn't run very well. It has a lot of pretty nice effects. It's also lightning. It's the name of the place, believe it or not. Like in basically every F-Zero game that it appears, the bitrate gets absolutely destroyed. Even more so in the Game Boy Advance games, because in those you have the whole pixelation of the natural pixels of the Game Boy Advance games, make it even look more fucked up on stream. Oh, okay, this is the typical that switches back and forth. I think there's only 2 of them, so no problem. I think I should be more than fine here. Now, one thing that I hope, because you know that these past days, apparently my connection with YouTube was far from the best. So there were a lot of those little disconnections that happen in the middle of the screen. And those things don't only affect the live stream in particular, but also the VOD later on. So it would be pretty nice if that didn't happen today. But doesn't depend on me, you know? Much as it would be nice if it depended on me, it doesn't. Oh, I gotta be careful. I'm about to get a kill at this rate. Okay, that's fine. That's the pit lane. When you're going so fast and you lose grip, it's pretty hard to restore your control on the track. My rival is extremely far, apparently. What happened to him? Oh, hold up. There you go. Nice. Almost got overtaken at the end, but that guy is Beastman, the one that was second place, so this is a guaranteed victory. No, that's not Beastman. Who is that? Well, Mighty Typhoon is the name of the machine. Okay, I'm actually literally guaranteed to win. The only way I could somehow lose this is if I lose my 2 lives by dying. Could happen, this is a track that you can fall off easily, but I don't think I'm gonna choke it that badly. I wanna believe I won't. Aeropolis. Yeah, as you can see, you have champs that can make you go straight to, you know, dead. That would be bad, but in terms of position, I could finish last place and I'll still win the cup. I was out to kill that guy too, there is no reason to. Let's just play peacefully. That quick turning is a technique that works well pretty much with most of the machines. The golden pots can, because I heard that quick turning is what you do with the 2 bumpers and then continuing with the bumper of the direction you wanna go. That's a technique that apparently doesn't work in every machine. But it does work on the golden pots at least, so that's nice. Pretty cool. This might even be a... No. Okay. That's what I get for speaking too soon. I'm glad though I was able to make my machine land. But yeah, I was out to say this might be a good result even, but no. That doesn't matter, the result is irrelevant right now. Just survive, that's what you need to do. I'm surprised that no one else died. Usually in tracks like this that have... Well, okay, 1 person died. But only 1 for now. Well, taking the ramps can make you go faster if you know how to do it, but I always say I'm not a fan of ramps. So it's very messed up because that ramp, I precisely miss the fact that it's there because it tells you, like, it shows something on the screen right there, and if you don't already know that it's there, you're not gonna see it. That wasn't very good. This result will be very bad, but so be it. I don't really care. It will be better to end the championship with a better result, but... Oh, hold up. I can still get a kill here if these guys push me around. Damn, and if I step on that mine specifically... Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Very bad result, of course, but that doesn't matter. 15th, indeed. But yeah, you can get away with 1 bad result like this in pretty much every championship, and it's gonna be fine as long as you have enough points. I had more than enough points. I mean, murdering Captain Falcon on the first race was probably for the best. So yeah, got that. I think here you can skip this sequence that shows you the results. Just I wanted to see if it shows you anything important. Well, it shows you nice stats, I guess. I doubt anyone gives a shit though. Like, what was the max speed, the best lap? Well, the best lap is something that you could see in the actual result, regular result screen. Well, and here, the amount of deaths that you have, it calls it attack. The amount of kills rather than deaths. So that's weird. But sure, why not? And then the result. Though the interesting things of the post-cup is basically the interview. I mean, the podium is like who gives a shit, but the interviews to actually see the characters have some, well, characterization, right? It is something that you can all completely skip if you want to. Just I wanted to get reminded of how it was, as I kinda forgot. Alright, so come on, give me the interview. Well, character-wise, Mr. Stewart is supposed to be... Uh-oh, don't tell me it crashed. I didn't crash, come on. Why are you doubting?
F-Zero TV.
Okay, so there are no subtitles, so you have to hear.
F-Zero TV, who has brought you heated race after heated race, will now present an interview with the champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
What would I like to ask? Do you miss life as... Nice scarf, that's not a question. Well, we can go in order, I guess.
You had quite an elite life as a doctor.
Who wants guaranteed success? All I'm interested in right now is the thrill of F-Zero.
Okay.
See. Thank you for the interview.
So
And that's all for adrenaline-driven F-Zero TV. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
That's a cool thing to say, like, yeah, who wants to get a guaranteed safe life when you can just get excitement? That's cool. This guy is cool. Mr. Dr. Stewart. Well, the credits, we can see them later on the final GP. Just to make it more, you know, fitting. But yeah, there is also a cutscene with him that I want to see. Wait, what? Muscle Gorilla? Did the game just call me a muscle gorilla? Hope not. Okay, that's the main menu. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? No, don't worry. We didn't crash the game yet. For what I know, I mean, keep in mind that differently from that other day that we were trying, well, I was trying to make Ridge Racer 3D work and it started crashing every time. This is actually a good emulator. Like this, in fact, actually, let me tell you further. This is the best emulator in the world. Like, obviously, the point about emulators is that they all emulate different consoles, so it's not like you can just pick one over every other one. You have to use multiple ones, but if you forget about the fact that each one is based on a console and you just pay attention to like the quality of the emulator itself, Dolphin is the best emulator ever. Without a doubt. Like, there is no doubt about it. Absolute best emulator. I don't think I ever seen such a wonderful piece of software like that before. And of course it's not flawless, because obviously there are some games that still don't run, but they are very little. Very small amount of games don't run. And that's crazy considering that this thing emulates both GameCube and Wii. That's not a small feat, because you know that there are a lot of emulators that usually run two consoles, or more even, but those tend to be things like, you know, very old consoles like, shit, well, that's not a console. Very old consoles like, you know, NES, I don't know, SNES, stuff like that, which is still nice that a single emulator can do all that, but for the most part those tend to be emulators that were already solved a very long time ago. But in the case of this, of this, which is the GameCube and Wii. These are two consoles that are not particularly simple or basic, right? Oh shit, we got a rock, nice. But yeah, the point is that it's the best emulator, Dolphin. It really is. It's truly something. Okay, I choose murder. I think Schoolman is the one I murder. Sorry, my bad. I mean, my bad, yeah, it's just that I meant to do it. I didn't do it by accident, you know? I meant to go for the kill. They also killed that guy. Now, the thing about killing is that, you know, you could be thinking, what's the point of killing here if, you know, those guys are not really contesting points with you. But just like in F-Zero Edge, if you kill 5 opponents, you get an extra attempt. And this is the F-Zero game with the least amount of attempts per run. Since you only have 2 attempts and then it's over, then you have to restart. Well, technically, F-Zero Climax has less attempts on the final cup, but that's an exception. It's the definition of an exception. But because of that, well, here, for example, I'm not really gonna get any extra life, most likely, since I only killed 2 and I don't think I'm gonna kill more than that. But it's never a bad idea, not to mention that you never know if the ones that you kill are actual opponents that are contesting for points. Like, just because it doesn't say rival, it doesn't mean that they could not be a problem at some point. So you're essentially eliminating the competition. And obviously the less competition you have, the easier it's gonna be to win, obviously. It's just basic logic. Oh, I fucked that up, actually. That might be a problem. I think I should be fine looking at the minimap. The CPU is not that close. I mean, it technically is, but it's not a big deal. Should be fine. Yeah, I'm fine. This track is probably one of the easiest ones in the game, if not the easiest one in the game. Not precisely. I mean, as I say, saying track doesn't necessarily mean the track itself, but rather the track and the AI of the CPU in the track. And for some reason the AI doesn't really try to go faster, so it's not really a problem at all. Yeah. Mobius Ring. Well, this is supposed to be a novel. That guy in 3rd place in that last race looked like Batman. That's Black Shadow, isn't it? So Black Shadow is the one there, this one. The one that I choose murder? Yeah, that's Black Shadow. That's pretty funny. Hey, Black Shadow is supposed to be the main villain of the franchise. In this particular game, as I think I was mentioning yesterday, the main villain is technically Deadborn, but that's basically more of a gimmick villain. Like, it's a villain for this game, but in most of F-Zero, for what I understand, it's Black Shadow, the one that is like Captain Falcon Nemesis, right? So here you can use the turbo a lot of times because there is quite a lot of, well, there are 2 pit lanes in total, but the point is that they are since the track itself is not that long, those two pit lanes basically make up a very significant portion of the track. Essentially means that you should be able to boost very well. But and here I'm actually maintaining an insane difference compared to the second place here. You got it? That was a free victory. Mobius Ring, what is this? Another crossover in Sonic Racing Crossworlds? As much as I would like to have F-Zero as a crossover in Crossworlds, unfortunately F-Zero as a name is completely dead. Like, it wouldn't sell in the same way that all of the other franchises that appear in Crossworld as a crossover do, unfortunately, so yeah. But we cannot have that. Well, this is a tricky track. You see that pipe? We're gonna be inside of that pipe. It's gonna be a little bit dizzy. Yeah. So here, apparently the one in second place in the championship is... Wait, who? I thought it'd say Rainbow Phoenix that was the second place, but it's pointing at someone else. Or maybe I misread. No, that one there is Red Gazelle, isn't it? But that wasn't the one in second place. Or maybe I misread the results. Could be. Whatever. We can choose aim to win and worry about the rest later. Though at the same time, it's pretty nice to have a guarantee to win like in the previous championship. Like in the last race I could basically play like absolute shit and it didn't matter because I was guaranteed to win. But for that to happen, I will actually need to not just get first place and actually murder the competition. I don't even know who that is. Yeah, the one that you say that it's Batman, I'm assuming it's the one that right now is in second place, right? Yeah, that's Black Shadow. He's just the bad guy. Also, I'm about to die. About to be my own villain. Okay, oh shit. Okay, hold up. I need the pit lane. It's at the end, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. Oof. Had to resist a little bit. It's fine though. This is, well, not that much now, but it was a good lead. Some moments ago it was. Right now not so much, but it should be okay. Could be worse. Okay, right now the difference is good. I missed the booster, it's fine. Just play it safe. Don't want to be close to that like last time. They are getting closer, but you can... Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine. See, I was out to say that's bad, but no, it isn't bad. That's fine. Don't worry. No reason to be so upset, right? Alright, so the standings here. Okay, yeah, so I was right. Red Gazelle is the one that was marked as a rival, while Rainbow Phoenix is right behind. So this is not a guaranteed victory, but I will have to do super badly to somehow not win this. I don't know what was the next track. Oh, I know what track this is. Him. That's pretty evil. So, seems that they really want to make the last tracks something that can kill you. Yeah, this is... Fuck, dude, I actually have to remember this track because I don't. This is most likely the most dangerous track in the game. I remember dying to this so many times. Essentially, it's all about remembering where you're supposed to go, but the problem is that being cautious is not enough, because you can actually very easily die by going too slow. So I guess it depends on the path. I think there was a safe path where you did not have the danger of dying, but I can't remember. This path was the dangerous one, yeah, and someone died. Okay, that's fine. That went well. I guess you really might not want to use the turbo there. Seems like a bad idea. Pushing me out, fuck. Ah, that's bad. No. Okay. Jesus Christ. And it seems that the pit lanes are not that extremely long as I would like them to be. Well, it's not like I want them to be extremely long, but they are quite short, all things considered. The question is if with a bad result I can still win. But that also depends on what we define as a bad result here, because this one is not just a bad result, it's a very bad result. Like, this one will not be enough, especially considering that my rival is up there. It will not be enough at all. I hope that is enough though. That's 20th. Yeah. So obviously that's a terrible result, and Red Gazelle got pretty far, but this should be enough points, right? I hope. Yeah, it is enough. Damn, barely enough though. Look at that, 8-point difference. And keep in mind that we had an 80-point advantage before that. Yeah, that's fine, don't worry. We can blunder on the final race and it's not a problem. So I'm just gonna skip this sequence because there's nothing interesting about this, if you don't mind. But I do want to see the interview. Well, by see I mean here mostly.
F-Zero TV.
Yeah. So let me see. Let me hear.
F-Zero TV, who has brought you heated race after heated race, will now present an interview with the champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
Nice scarf. See, this is not a question, but... Or maybe he will frame it as a question.
That's a nice scarf.
I wear it for somebody. It's a symbol of our friendship.
I see. Thank
I
you
wear
the
it for
interview.
somebody.
And that's all for adrenaline-driven F-Zero
It's a
TV.
symbol of our
That's it, everyone.
friendship.
We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
Is he talking about Captain Falcon? I don't know.
F-Zero TV.
Or maybe it's just a typical cliche thing to say. I think I heard a splice in the nice scarf line. I think that you might be having issues with the YouTube player, Wasabi. It's fine, don't worry about it. The next one is gonna be smoother. Surely. Clearly. Oh, and you know that speaking of technical difficulties, there's been something very weird that's been happening to my browser. It seems like randomly, like the cookies are not detected. So it's like when I enter YouTube, it looks like I'm not logged in. But at the same time, eventually after closing the browser enough times, it's like it's back at showing it with the cookies. So I don't know what's the deal with that. Promise that if it's browser related, I don't really want to change to switch from Edge. That's my issue. I guess so far it's working fine, but yeah, if it's gonna have an issue like that, I don't know. What I don't know if is Chrome already got rid of the ad blockers or not. Because I heard that they did, but not sure if it entered into effect yet or not. Hard to tell. That will be a very good reason to not use Chrome. And theoretically, Chromium-based browsers are supposed to follow through. At least on Edge, that's not the case so far. Maybe it will be later, for now, they work. Because the other alternative will be switching to Firefox, but I don't like Firefox. I mean, the only good thing it has is that it's not based on Chromium. So there's actually a reason to pick it outside of anything else, right? Every other browser is most likely based on Chromium, which at that point, you know, if you are on Windows, just use Edge, and if you are anywhere else, just use Chrome, you know? Why will you use anything Chromium based outside of the top ones, right? If the idea is to get out of Chrome. The Firefox still has that, but it has a lot of very bad things aside from that. But I don't know. It's been a while since I haven't used Firefox. Or, sorry, I meant to say it's been a while since I have used Firefox. I don't know why I put a negative in there. Okay. Point is that it's been a while. So I don't know what's the current state of Firefox right now. Hopefully not too bad. Alright, so the guys that got in first and second here were Soda and Shoddy Summer. Okay. At least they are easy to identify. But I hope I don't get killed here like last time. Because it most likely will happen. I just hope that it doesn't. I have my two rivals behind me. That's one of the good things of starting, or rather, finishing first in a race. Well, aside obviously from the fact that you finish first, is the fact that you start at the very bottom of the starting grid, which essentially means that any rival is gonna be in front of you and you can very easily kill them. If they are instead behind you, you have to purposely slow down to get them. And you can do it, it's just that it's not as clean as simply slowly approaching them and killing, you know. I killed the... That's Octoman, the one I just killed. My bad. Octoman was, by the way, the driver that made me win the Master Cups the first time. So I respect him for handing me the first victories. Well, basically giving me the confidence of doing Master with other machines, of course. Very, very nice of him. And so far, I mean, it's pretty early to tell, especially because the hardest championship, if I'm not mistaken, is... That's the second time I do the same shit. Like, the exact same death. So, I guess in that part I should stop using the boost. It's a bad idea. God damn it, dude. That was the exact same way I died on the previous attempt. Unbelievable. But this is still nothing compared to the last race of the previous cup. Because the last race of the previous cup, I didn't die precisely because I didn't try to go fast. Here I'm dying because I'm obviously going full speed, because the idea is to get into the best position possible since it's early in the cup, right? But yeah, it would have been, trust me, way worse on that other track on the previous cup if I was actually trying to go fast. It would have been terrible. You can take my word for it. I guess that's... I don't know if you should count it as an advantage, but I guess having a very hard track at the end of the cup at least means that if at that point you have a lot of points on the championship, you don't even have to worry about anything. Just focus on surviving and you're gonna be fine. No, that's this time on that zone, but there is still one more lap to die. So let's not claim victory yet. This whole tube very hard to drive on. So hopefully here I don't die, but I could easily die. Just gonna tell you that. I didn't, and that wasn't a bad result, 4th place. Okay. Problem is that I did lose a life. So that's a huge disadvantage, especially because I think one of the following tracks in this cup is almost as dangerous as this one. Not this one though, this one is free. I actually tested this track off stream. This track is absolutely free, and I don't know exactly why. Like, the track itself is not that easy, but for some reason the AI in this track is extremely slow. Maybe it's because of the golden thoughts here. Maybe the golden thoughts is so good that it's just, you know, like so good for boost. Well, the boost that I just missed. God damn it. Hey, I did this off stream and I won by a lot. Like, it actually felt that it wasn't in master difficulty with how easily I won. Okay, let me see if I can replicate it. Yeah, maybe the golden thoughts does very good on boosts. It's just that unfortunately that's something that the game doesn't tell you, because yes, the game tells you that the golden thoughts is good at boost, but the stats in this game are worthless. They are essentially copy-pasted from F-Zero Edge, despite that gameplay-wise this has nothing to do with F-Zero Edge. So it's not really true that he has well, or maybe it is true that his boost is good, but it could be true the same way it could not be true. Essentially, there is no reason to pay attention to that. Maybe that's something that you can just easily do with any machine, and it's not just the golden thoughts. Just that I also don't remember the Iron Claw, which is Octoman's machine. I remember that one doing that extremely well here, but maybe I'm also wrong and I think he did very well. Because just look at the minimap right now. Isn't that a little bit weird? That I'm so far from the CPU. Really makes you think that I'm playing on easy mode. But I'm not. It is still master difficulty. But it's only something that seems to happen on this track. Though there is also another thing that is interesting to pay attention to. Look at the amount of deaths. So 10 drivers died. So maybe one of those 10 drivers, or multiple of them, were supposed to be the guys that were your actual rivals, like the ones that are competing for high positions and the ones that have fast CPUs. And now they are no longer there, so maybe no one else can be that fast. That's the only theory I can get, though I guess that's also a question in itself. Why are there so many deaths? Like, what's killing these guys? I know that they are champs, but it's not like it's the only track with champs, you know? 11 drivers died. 11. That's a big number. Very big. Now, there is a little bit of an issue here that the Nets track is hard. Just like the previous one that is... It's not that the track itself is hard. No, this one is actually hard. Like, aside from the fact that it's easy to die like in the previous one, like in the second one, I mean. This one is actually hard to drive. So... that's an issue, and I don't have any extra lives for this. So... yeah. We will pray. Though then again, this championship, especially judging by that third... I kill Rainbow Phoenix, nice. I was about to say, this championship shouldn't be hard. The problem is that it probably has the hardest first track in any of the cups, which is Firefield. That might be one of the hardest tracks in the game. No, not in the game, sorry. I meant as a first track, right? Of a cup. So that's what kinda makes this look harder than it is. So then you have the third track, which is like the previous one I played, which is absolutely free. And then the last track, I remember the last track of this cup, and that one is also very easy. At least for what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last track here was one of the easy ones. So essentially, the hardest thing you have is this track where you have to avoid dying, but that's about it, you know. It's just avoid dying, bro. Not that bad. That was low. I guess all things considered, I'm not doing that badly. Though I will need... okay, yeah, the pit lane. Legendary pit lane. Well, and here more importantly, it seems that since I'm not really competing with points against anyone in particular, it seems that it's mostly a matter of surviving. And obviously there is pressure considering that I don't have any extra life. And by the way, it's also possible that I die on the next on the next track. As easy as I remember it being, it's also one of those tracks that likes featuring, you know, champs. And I don't remember the champs being hard, but they are still champs, so if you get at them wrong, it can be an issue. I do hope it's the one I think it is, because maybe I'm confusing it with a track in the next cup. Damn, that's crazy. So I'm basically guaranteed to win as long as I don't die. So I hope it's the one I think it is. Yeah, it's in Big Blue. Yeah, this one, I think this is the track with the widest, path, I guess. Well, not in the whole track, but basically one part of the track opens up a lot. But the issue of this track is, yeah, as I say, you have champs, and they can easily get you. But in fact, you can already see it in the minimap. Well, one of the champs, in fact, is a shortcut, I think. Right, like that one. I mean, it's not like it's that big of a shortcut, but it's there. So here, essentially, that was close. Here, essentially, the strategy is surviving. Like, nothing else matters, just survive. Try as hard as you can to survive. Yeah, and that champ might be the one that could cause a death or two. So here I cannot afford even one death, so hopefully it doesn't happen. Oh yeah, I was supposed to quick turn this, and damn, look at this asshole spinning. Actually damaging me quite a lot, like having less than half health because of that is a little bit messed up. Where was the pit lane, by the way? Because I will need it right now. Oh, was it in the middle of the track? Like in the halfway point of the track? That would be a problem. No, it's okay. Kinda, but not really. I think here I'm not even gonna bother boosting. Like I'm just gonna chill. But at least I could boost. Well, not even here though, because of these corners. I could boost here though. Like, this part is pretty safe to boost. There is logically no reason at all to try and go fast here. Okay, just let the people that wanna win, let them win. Let them win. Don't worry about them. Oh, I fucked up. It's fine. That's not a long enough champ to be a problem. Pretty funny how every final track I'm doing so badly. If the final track in the Nets... No, actually, yeah, I remember. The final track on the Nets Cup is absolutely crazy. Like, it's an actual issue. So I hope that at that point I have the same amount of points that I have right now that allow me to, you know, basically drive like shit and still win. This is gonna be a worse result than last time, I wonder. No, it won't. 17. It's like in the middle of the first... Sorry, my voice. In the middle of the first and the second cup. It's pretty funny when your voice just abandons you like that. That was pretty free. Pretty free. I guess in this regard, at least for these first 3 cups, winning Master is a lot easier than in F-Zero Eds. It's just that I feel like the Nets Cup is the one that takes an eternity to be beaten. Also, this is the second time that... Isn't that Rainbow Phoenix and Red Gazelle? Like, I wasn't paying attention in the results screen. Like, these guys are basically always chasing me. Alright, what's the next question?
F-Zero TV, who has brought you heated race after heated race, will now present an interview with the champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
So the next question is, tell us about your father. That's a very fucked up shit to ask, because apparently his father is dead. So come on, that's a little bit insensitive.
Can you tell us about your father?
He was a man of strong convictions. I hope to follow in his footsteps.
I see. Thank you for the interview.
Oh,
And
I gotta
that's
say
all
that...
for adrenaline-driven F-Zero TV. That's it, everyone.
These
We'll see you
are-
at the next Grand Prix.
like, except for the first question, I don't think these other questions are telling you much about the character. I guess, yeah, he had a good concept of his father, sure, like he didn't hate him or anything, but not much more than that, really. A man of strong convictions. He wants to follow in his footsteps. Though, if he wanted to follow his footsteps... Actually, you know, I don't remember if his father... I don't remember if he was an F-Zero driver as well, or if he was only a doctor. Can't remember that. Anyways, on to the... Well, this is technically the final cup, because the one that comes afterwards is supposed to be a bonus cup that is not like F-Zero Edge where it's actually randomly generated, but it uses the tracks from the arcade version. And those tracks are, or rather the AI on those tracks is very bad. So it's not very hard to win. This ones, on the other hand, could be hard to win, actually. We will see. Maybe not. So this was the wrong place to go. I think that switching in the middle was even worse. You want to switch in the middle of these things if the idea is getting all the boost. But if you already got into one that didn't have a boost, you don't want to switch because the next one most likely will have. Like, if you keep going on the same one you probably will see a boost, right? Most likely. This is, when I say that I practice off stream, this is the only one that I didn't practice off stream, this cup. Which, in retrospective, I guess it's a very bad idea, I guess. If it is the hardest one, you definitely want to know what to do. But yeah, I guess I'm too dumb. Though I do remember this first track. This first track wasn't hard to beat because it was mostly... It's essentially a glorified straight line. So nothing hard about it. Obviously there are optimal ways of doing it, as I say, by hopping from one path to the other, but it's like whatever. Like, the most important part is that you don't fall, and that should be easy to do. Easy enough, at least. same time I feel that this track is very long. Like, it might be easy, but... Well, in fact, you can already see that the lap time for every lap is around 1 minute. I mean, normally, in a normal track, 1 minute will be even short, but if we're talking about F-Zero, in F-Zero, 1 minute is a lot for a single lap. But yeah, it's fine. So the Fat Shark got first place. That might be a problem. Though I don't think that the stats of the machines really matter when it comes to the CPU. Hopefully. Hopefully not. Okay, this is another one of the tracks that I remember that it was pretty easy to die. Like at some point the track kinda has... Well, it gets very narrow, but the thing is that it gets narrow with no walls. Which makes it very easy to die. Simply by falling off. Oh, I couldn't... Okay, I did destroy Fat Shark there. I guess some opponents have more health than others. Unless it also depends on how you hit them. Like if you don't hit them around the middle, maybe you do less damage. It is possible that instead of that, it's just that some opponents have more health. I'm surprised though that the opponent's only way, well, the CPU opponent's only way to attack is by spinning instead of being able to side bump. The side bump is obviously extremely damaging. It's essentially an insta-kill in most cases. I think that they do that simply so the player doesn't get too frustrated. Because I mean, if you were to get insta-kill like that, it would be a little bit too violent, wouldn't it? Like, suddenly you have an opponent right next to you, and the following second you're dead. I can probably see why you wouldn't want to do it. It's understandable. It will certainly cost quite a lot of soul. So it's not like the game in itself is something that wouldn't already cost salt, at least for a more casual player, right? And the F-Zero games are not casual friendly at all, so I think that adding another thing that would increase the difficulty wouldn't change the game too much, right? Oh wow, I got overtaken at the end. Though that was still a very good result. And it was the guys piloting the Twin Norita. Okay, so that's my next rival. I'm gonna kill him when the next track starts. Well, the next race starts, I mean. Undulation. Alright. See what you got. Oh yeah, this one. I remember this track being a little bit hard to win. Like, it had, well, precisely it's called undulation because of those waves. Or rather, the track having a wave-like shape. And those are hard to drive on without losing control. It also has some shams. Okay, Twin Norita is the... Okay. This part is the problem. You do have undulations that are hard to deal with. Got that guy too. Okay, hold up. Try not to fall. Shit. I'm containing myself a lot here. Probably shouldn't. There are certain parts of the track where you can go and they are not that irregular. You probably want to do that. A little bit low on health if my idea is boosting at the end. Hey, it did work. Third place is not bad either. I mean, especially considering that I got rid of the second place in the championship, so that should be fine. It should be. Yeah, that at least point-wise is a good advantage, but oh, this track is fucked up. It's not more fucked up than the one that comes afterwards, so the one that comes afterwards, it's a lot worse, but that should be fine. Oh, I didn't mean to skip it. Because you know I like those introductions. I remember skipping them when I had my previous computer, because on my previous computer for some reason the intros work super badly. No, I mean for some reason, no, it's understandable since it's showing like a big portion of the track all at the same time, so your computer has to process all of that. That can definitely be an issue. I like seeing the tracks from afar. It's pretty cool. Randomly kill that guy. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know who I will need to kill. I think that there are multiple contenders. Well, the point is that most of them are not even close in points, but okay, that was a nice interaction. I'm not sure here exactly how you are meant to land in the other platform, so it doesn't seem very easy to do. Promise that a couple more hits and I'm dead. Oh, I got launched. Holy shit. Alright, pretty cool, pretty funny. I guess I need to not abuse my boost this much. Gotta go a little bit slower. It's just that I don't want to go too slow because I need enough points for the next or the next track without those. Because the next track, I feel like even if I try to do it fast, it's not gonna be that possible to do it that fast. So yeah. So essentially you get the pit lane after the ice. And then you get it at the beginning of the lap, basically. Important to take into account. Ironically, here using the boost might not be the best idea, considering that. Oh, I actually landed on one of those top platforms. I guess you need a lot of accumulated speed to manage to do that. Well, not bad so far. You should also be careful to not go too hard on the boost like I did last time. So for the final lap, it's after this that you want to start with the boost. You have a ground boost at the end. Yeah. Basically, before that ground boost, you want to go very fast. That was a surprisingly good corner. And that wasn't that bad. I couldn't get him. Close though. I think that's not the important thing here. The important thing should be precisely what's not happening right now, which is finishing on a good position. Kind of be like the opposite of what's happening. Okay, full speed here, I guess. Ooh. Okay, 11th is not ideal, but I guess I'll take it. Will be worse. So unfortunately, that's very small difference, and I don't think I can do a good position on the final track, so this will be a problem. Because yeah, this thing, the difficulty stars there are not lying. This is a very hard track, so might be a problem, but it's fine. I'll try. All I know is that finishing in bad positions like in the previous cups is not enough to win with my current point difference, so yeah. Gotta work a little bit harder. But at the same time, working harder can easily cause me to die. This is a very dangerous track. And I don't think dying by falling precisely. Dying by damage. Because you can see that the paths here get very narrow. And it's very easy to just crash against the walls. And not just the walls, but also other drivers, obviously. Because there are some places where you can fall, but for the most part, if you already know where they are, it's easy to avoid them. Unless someone pushes you there, but I don't think that can even happen. Well, it technically could happen, but you will have to be doing quite badly. Well, someone died there, I think. Or did they? Or maybe they didn't die. So, I don't know. No, yeah, okay, one did die. I don't know if it's the one I saw. The thing is that it's hard to finish in a good position here, without a doubt. Shit. And the pit lane location here is specifically hard. That ain't gonna cut it. That's way too hard. So unless everyone that was on the top died, because there were a couple of deaths, I'm not winning this. But we will see, you never know. Oh, I did win, holy shit. Alright. Damn. Well, that was probably the most pathetic win that I had in a cup. Like, that cup, I barely did anything, but damn, 350 points, that's crazy. Like, essentially everyone died so much that the point competence got down the toilet. Like, being able to win a championship with 350 points is... It means that everyone played badly, basically. So I win. Nice.
F-Zero TV, who has brought you heated race after heated race, will now present an interview with the champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
What was the last question? You even beat Falcon. But I beat like other 28 drivers as well.
Not even Falcon could stop you.
With my driving and my machine, nobody could stop me.
Huh.
Thank you for the interview. We are all
Getting
looking forward to
cocky.
seeing you in your next GP race.
That's because I'm driving.
That's all for adrenaline-driven F-Zero
I'm
TV.
just kidding.
That's it, everyone. We'll see
You
at
are
the
very
next
good,
Grand Prix.
Dr. Stewart. Surely. That was, as I said, a very bad win, though. Like, probably the worst win I had ever. It's fine, don't worry about it. A win is a win, okay? So that means that there's only one cup remaining, the AX Cup. As I said before, I think that the AX Cup was absolutely free to win. At least I remember beating it on the first try, so... Well, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Now, wait, what? No, stop. Stop showing cutscenes. We are here to drive. The AX Cup. That reminds me that I should play F-Zero AX at some point. It's just that... For now, I haven't really tried to emulate it. It's an arcade game. So... It's harder than usual. Okay, let's see how this goes. So if I do manage to beat this one on the first try, that would essentially mean that I could beat everything on the first try. With the exception, okay, in the third cup I died twice to the twin Mobius, or whatever it was called, ring Mobius. I died to that the first time, sure, but like, you know, that it technically counts, but for all intents and purposes it was a moral first try. So I guess in that regard, I basically have to take back what I said about this game being harder than F-Zero Eds. Like F-Zero Eds in that case is clearly a lot harder. So, I don't know. I mean, I do know that any of the other F-Zero games that is not Eds or Shies are definitely not hard. So, it's essentially in between Eds and Shies, the title of the hardest game. And I think that Eds is most likely harder. Harder simply because it's harder to kill opponents. That's the only difference. Is if it was hard to kill opponents here, it probably will be as hard as Eds. But yeah, I guess I gotta take back what I said about this game being the hardest. Though at the same time, it depends on what you count. Because for example, the time trials is something that I really haven't tried that much in either game, so the ones in this game could be harder. Also, this track I completely forgot that it existed. To be fair, I don't remember the AH tracks that much at all. But I completely forgot that you went to the outer space for one of the tracks. It looks pretty cool. Looks like a fantastic track. Amazing even. Maybe I could attempt to run AEDs, but I don't think I want to do it for the next stream. Because I think that it's something that is gonna be a lot harder than I'm probably thinking it is. So the thing about AEDs is that it's a game that was developed for the arcade machine Triforce, right? And there is an emulator for that is essentially like a fork of Dolphin. But the issue is that apparently you're supposed to build like the from source code. And that's not something that I'm willing to do. I mean, it's not like it will be particularly hard, I guess, but I just don't want to. I don't know if the Technoparrot can run it, because I think Technoparrot can run some of the Triforce games, so if that's possible and the game works well, I guess that will be the alternative. I have no clue. It might be a lot harder than I initially can think of. But if I do manage to run Triforce games, that also will include the arcade Mario Kart, because believe it or not, at some point Nintendo decided to release Mario Kart on the arcades. Even though it started and it's primarily a console franchise, for some reason it had a couple of arcade releases. And I really want to play them because they are not the same as the console games. They have additional content, so that will be nice, but the main issue there is that emulating. Emulating those machines might be a problem. Oh, that's an interesting finish line. You can essentially cross the finish line in the air, I will assume. I like this song a lot. It's using in a lot of the tracks, but sounds pretty cool. Like, I like this one and the one that plays at Firefield. Oh shit, what the hell? Okay, I don't know where I jumped there. Seemed like oh, what? I'm in reverse. Oh, what the hell? Okay, the fact that I didn't die there was a miracle. But at this rate, I will die. I cannot find a pit lane quickly. Okay, that's a pit lane. A very big one as well. Huh. Pretty funny the kind of acrobatics that you can do on this thing. It was essentially a suicide finish. Not a very good position, but I do have a little bit of a point lead, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I'm still good. Still a sizable lead. Right, we can do it. Lightning. Oh, honestly, these races in this AX Cup are slightly harder than I remember. I don't remember them being this tough, really. I mean, I will still win on the first try regardless, but... Oops. My bad. Well, the thing here is that I cannot pretend being innocent when I kill one of my rivals, because differently from F-Zero X, where side bump was used as a legitimate steering technique, here if you use the side bump is because you wanted to hit someone. So you cannot simply pretend that you did it by accident. Here, if you hit someone like that, you 100% meant to do it. You are no innocent in there. You are guilty. You are guilty. Very guilty. I think that overall, the main reason why I could essentially beat all of these caps on the first try is the use of these two techniques that I mentioned, I think, when I play the story mode on very hard, which are momentum throttling and quick turning. Those are two techniques that might not look like it, but they make all of the difference against the CPU. Using that is most likely what allowed me to win so easily. So this is a pretty long track, I just realized. Per lap is like 1 minute and 10 seconds. And that's only when you have boost. On the first lap it's a lot slower. I like that chicane there. Don't usually see that sort of stuff in F-Zero games that much. It's cool to see it here. Oh, I thought that was the finish line, but no, that was supposed to be a checkpoint. Because that checkpoints here do absolutely nothing since this is not the arcade version, you know. There is no time limit. Okay, second place. All in all though, here I'm doing very well. Like, this is most likely gonna be an overall victory, I think. Yeah, like, it's not the type of free advantage that will guarantee my victory, but at the same time, I don't remember this track at all, by the way. Like, the difficulty stars show it as being as hard as Phantom. Is it really that hard? It could be. I kinda remember this track, actually. But the fact that I remember could be bad news. It probably meant that it's gonna be pretty hard. Try killing that guy and it didn't work. So it was a clean hit, so if he gets hit by other people, he's most likely gonna die. Probably. I don't know. So, I'm being tanked quite a lot here. Also, this type of textures are the bitrate killing ones. The ones that look like those, like cache textures, can be an issue. So I do like how this thing looks, without a doubt. It's a shame that most of the times you are going at such a fast speed that it's hard to look at the background, but the background in a lot of this looks so nice. Those are some very sharp corners at the end. And that's the end of the lap. Oh, what the? Okay, I got hit by someone spinning and it took a lot of health out of me. I don't know exactly where the... Oh, you have it here, okay. I was about to ask where the pit lane was, but it's right there. No problem. That was bad. Oh, more pit lane. This one, depending of course on whoever gets in the first positions, this could be an issue. This could make me lose the championship. It's not an easy track at all. Especially that ice section here. It's quite an issue, yes. Kinda makes you lose a lot of speed, so... Yeah, this one can very easily be a problem. I wouldn't be surprised if I lost here. Hopefully not. The guys on the first positions are pretty far. At the very least though, it doesn't really say rival on any of them. So I kinda wanna believe that point-wise I'm probably gonna be fine, but hard to tell. And also keep in mind that the real issue starts at the end of the lap. I hear you can be pretty close to them, but that will very easily change the moment, yeah, this portion shows up. I hear it will most likely change. But I think 12 should be fine. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, it should give you around, like, what, 40 points or something? I don't know. How many points is that? Oh, well, doesn't matter because whoever was close to me didn't finish close, so... Well, I guess that was the last one, right? I think it was. Was it? If it's only 5, yeah, it was. Well, damn. That was free, and I remember AED's Cup being free, but it's not just the AED's Cup. Every cup has been quite free, honestly. So, damn. I guess this game really, as I said before, it's not as hard as it's. What are you gonna say?
F-Zero TV, who has brought you heated race after heated race, will now present an interview with the champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
So they actually add new questions. How about an autograph? Your driving is an art form. Think you will repeat as champ. Well, the autograph, it actually shows on the screen what, you know.
May I have your autograph, champ?
Make sure you display it in a very expensive frame.
I'd like to present this autograph to one lucky viewer on F-Zero TV. Here's the address.
Wait, what does that say?
That's it,
Number
everyone.
3?
We'll see you at the
Oh yeah,
next Grand Prix.
because he's the number 3 car, or rather the Golden Fox is the number 3 car. That was pretty cool. Okay, well, we won. So I guess we will be able to actually see the video on the credit sequence now. So what does it say? Image training? Usually these videos tend to be mostly choke videos. I don't know if that's image training, that's just this guy posing. What the hell is... It's what I tell you. These videos are... Someone was stoned and they did this. So honestly, compared to the Octoman video, that's nothing. The Octoman video has like him posing in like a speedo and in a very like sensual manner. It was very bizarre. I wish I could unsee it, but yeah, this one is nothing in comparison. Well, that was F-Zero Shietsu Master. So yeah, I guess that as long as you have in your arsenal the manual, momentum throttling and quick turning, I guess you can beat most of the cups easily. Well, that, and you pay attention to who your opponents are and just kill whoever is close to you in points, which is the same thing that you do for F-Zero Eds, but it's even easier here. So yeah. Oh, also, on the right side of the screen is supposed to appear some images in like sepia of the races that you did, but it's an emulation thing that they don't show up. I don't care though, so you know, I mostly just want to show the credits themselves. Like, we have to see Miyamoto in the credits, otherwise, you know, it doesn't count. So ironically, now that I think about it, if you beat the original F-Zero in Master, the credits don't show. They only show if you beat it on Expert. So, yeah, I guess that you wouldn't see them there. Here and in every other game, basically, and yeah, Iwata as well. But yeah, I guess that the Golden Thoughts Marathon keeps going. I was expecting that I probably wouldn't beat one of the cups in like today, and that I would have to do it in some other day. Same as an F-Zero S. I thought I would need multiple days to beat the cups, but no. I guess not. So I guess at this point, I might have became an actual F-Zero master, right?